For the most part, the ISO branding is linked very clearly, it's a kind of a passport to compete in the globalized world. The developing countries in general don't have a great reputation in terms of competitiveness, in terms of politics, in terms of, well, many aspects, of the fact that we're not develop well-established societies. So the ISO branding for most part of the business community and other organizations is a brand that has a lot of value and basically tells the world that you are a serious institution, that you are able to compete into the world and to be considered a player. And I'll say that that's the most valuable thing of the ISO branding itself. Then when you link that branding that has this kind of powerful branding into our society and our business community, and you link it with social responsibility, you reach an audience that for many years have been skeptical on social responsibility. They say, well, it's fine, it's okay, but this is kind of a rich world, good doer thing, but it's not really for us. When you put it together, this branding that is linked to commerce, globalization, competitiveness, etc., with social responsibility, this concept of social responsibility becomes relevant for decision makers. And we're running right now, from now until mid-December, about 20 events in 14 countries with our local partners, launching events of the standard with the local business community, and we're having no problem to reach audiences, to capture attention, and a lot of decision makers are showing up, many of them first time, to say, well, now this thing, so-called social responsibility, became serious. And now we have evidence that is really global. And it's not a short-term fashion of the rich world or some good doers, but it's actually reaching the whole world. And the fact that 69 out of the 99 countries participating in this process were from the developing world, and the chair was a Brazilian, and the chair of the drafting team a South African, also adds a legitimacy factor, which is quite relevant because for many of our business, or let's say decision makers also in politics, they might say it's nice, it's okay, but it's a top-down approach that we're being somehow imposed by others. In this case, that's not an argument. It's probably the opposite. We were a very strong majority. The leadership positions were held by people from the developing world, and that's another very strong argument. It's to say, well, this is real, this is global, this is for real companies. It's linked to competitiveness, it's linked to globalization, etc. But it's also a show that has been run very significantly by ourselves. And that legitimacy argument is very, very appealing. Well, I would expect it to be widely recognized. It's been recognized very fast. I would expect it to be used by thousands of companies and organizations, and I would expect it to be referenced by pretty much everyone in the SR, social responsibility community around the world.